Bam, we're live. Sorry, we had to wait for JR to go to the bathroom. John Young will be joining us soon. So will Tyler Watkins, I believe, if he can find a quiet spot. We are in the final day of the CrossFit semifinals. North America East at the Syndicate Crown. JR Howell to the right of me from CrossFit Crash, Crash Crucible, and the Crash Crescendo. Event 4 just happened. We're going to go over the women. We're going to talk about the women first, and then we will chat about the men. Just straight up looking at the event, Haley Adams first place. Surprised there, JR?
I think for most people, for most fans of the sport, seeing anyone other than Danielle win that workout was a surprise. But, we talked a lot about it on multiple shows that at the highest level, the row mattered a lot. And it was not a typical handstand walk workout. It was a handstand walk speed workout, but not a capacity workout.
As many of you figured out, I am trapped in the past, and I didn't realize it until I watched this last event. I am completely trapped in the past, and for me, before, and I think it finally clicked for me in this event. For me, this was a handstand workout, completely 100%. I'm from the era where people would fall down. There would be execution errors. There would be differences in handstand walking speed that would be much, much greater than what they were. And what we basically saw today is that era is completely gone and over at this level, completely gone and over. That basically it is the two elements are, I would say, equally weighted. You have to be able to pull really hard on the rower. You have to be able to run fast on your hands, and that it's basically nearly an all-out sprint. And that there aren't, even with execution errors, which we'll get to, like Alexis Raptis, you can still have a fantastic finish. Now, this women's event is truly shocking for me. Haley Adams first, Brooke Wells second, Tia Toomey third. All fair, a little different than we thought maybe, but all fair. Then Annika Greer, good job. Ashley Wozni, amazing. Maybe shocked, but maybe not at Training Think Tank. They don't fuck around there where she's from. Alexis Raptis with the error takes 6. Good job, Alexis. She could have won the event maybe if she didn't have the execution error. She made up a lot of ground on the handstand walk. Shelby Neal did what she had to do, shows that she is an elite caliber athlete when there's a couplet with handstand walking and rowing. Chloe David, we also talked about her yesterday being a gymnast. Then Amanda Barnhart, been around forever. She should be good at both of those, can really move the rower. But here's the shock, right? And I know we have a lot of different takes on this. We'll start with John. Danielle Brandon. John, what do you see there with Danielle Brandon? 10th place for the girl who was supposed to win it, who I think they announced has won 75 of 75 handstand walk events.
I thought she was 8th place.
Well, now she's in fucking 10th.
Who'd they put ahead of her? That was a scoring change then.
She's got an 852. There's 2 people with 851. Chloe Gavon David and Amanda Barnhart, if I'm looking at that right.
Yeah, no, yeah, it was 8th place though. I'm just curious where that came from, because it was 8th and then it went to 10th.
And she barely beat Jordan Chef.
Yeah, I heard there were a couple of appeals that people were looking at while the men were going.
Where would there be an appeal? Sorry, John. Now I'll come back to you with the Danielle question. JR, where would there be an appeal on a workout like this? Do you have any idea?
I don't know, unless there was an issue with a chip timer not tripping.
Okay.
If there wasn't a no rep for being on a line or not crossing a line, I didn't see any malfunctions on rowers. So it would have had to have been something with the handstand walk, I would assume.
Did you see anyone without perfect execution in these top 10? I know we couldn't see everything, but it seems like
Alexis Raptis had a no rep. She had a no rep where she had to go back 5 feet. Her hand went outside of the white line.
But other than that, right? All great, fantastic execution.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, Danielle Brandon, she was just slow. That's it. She was just slow.
She was slow, John, or the other girls were faster?
The other girl, either way, either how you want to put it. I've never, you could say she was a slower rower than all of them. I would buy into that. That's fine. but she was 9 seconds slower in 2020 on the 1K. Like she wasn't that much slower on the 1K in 2020 to Tia and Haley. I don't think she is just the worst rower in the world. And then her handstand walking ability couldn't make up for it. That was the slowest I've ever seen her on her hands. If you go watch any handstand walk workout with her, she has never looked that slow on her hands. And I don't think a 400 meter, 600 meter, 800 meter row made her too tired to walk faster than she did. But there's nothing else other than explain other than she was just slow.
Hey, you know what we need here? Do you remember? I think it was Halpin who put it together. But when Colton Mertens went up against Justin Medeiros in the Open, someone had put together the time that the boys had spent at each workout, and we could see that Justin won on the transitions, and Colton actually rode faster than Justin. I wonder if we took all of Danielle's handstand walking time and omitted the rower, where she would place. But I want to propose this.
No, Alexis Raptis was faster than her. Haley Adams was faster. Freaking even Tia was faster on the 600 meter round, the double round. And she just didn't look like she had urgency.
On the hands.
Yeah, she didn't look like she had urgency. And she just looked way slower than she usually does on the handstand walk. Even if like we had this fight in the thread, I don't know if you want to call it a fight, but like I will accept her getting beat in an event for sure. That's not as skilled. The rower matters. We've talked about that a lot, especially for the women. I think it matters almost. I'm hesitant to say more because Hopper just destroyed everybody on the rower. But I don't think they're that much better of a rower than her for her to get 10th place. Shelby Neal and Annika Greer can sit in a car seat in a car. That's how little they are. And I don't think they're that much better on a rower that Danielle Brandon's handstand walks can't overcome. I just don't. I don't buy that at all. If you want to say Brooke and Haley were just better than her in the event, I would eat that. But I don't think all the rest of the women are that much better than her ability wise. I think she was slow compared to what she normally is. For whatever reason that is, either she mentally checked out or something's off. She felt bad in the morning. Doesn't matter. She did not do what I think her abilities are.
I want to push back on that. I want to bring up the topic that I brought yesterday. I think of all the things that you can improve on in CrossFit, there's some things that you can improve on significantly faster. And I think handstand walking is one of them. And I think the field is finally caught up to her. And I'll use an example that's not.
Why did she look slower? If the field caught up to her, she would not look slower. Like you can put her handstand walk compared to.
I'm just arguing that maybe you saw it wrong. I'm arguing that maybe you saw it wrong.
You think all the other women are that much faster, and that's why she looks slower.
I think it's easier to improve on the handstand walk than a lot of other skills that are out there because of how where we are in the evolution of the handstand walk versus like the pull up or the muscle up. I just think that there was more room for these girls to improve. Let me just give one example, and then JR, you jump in here. It's not a perfect comparison, but I don't remember what Olympics it was. But at the Olympics one year on the high jump, all the guys were jumping over the bar. You know, they would just run and jump over the bar. And a guy came out there. He was the worst high jumper in the world, and he won the fucking gold. And what did he do? He innovated the jump. It was the Fosbury flop. He was an engineer. He wasn't even an athlete. He just thought it out in his head, and he thought, oh, I'll jump over and turn my back over the bar. And he won the Olympics that year, and he never had success in the high jump ever again because everyone moved to his technique. I just think that the era of Danielle being the fastest handstand walker is over. I think people have caught her. JR?
Yes, this is going to take a second for me to kind of get out, but I think it holds up. Everyone sees handstand walk workouts as the same. Most people just assume if you're the best on your hands, you're the best on your hands at any capacity. Speed, high skill, over obstacles, pirouettes, after localized muscle fatigue, whatever. Since 2018 at the CrossFit Games, handstand walking has been programmed all but twice in a really high skill situation. In 2019, the workout Danielle Brandon won, it was after rowing and kettlebell push press. It was just a straight handstand walk. In 2020, they did a 100-yard handstand walk for time. Danielle was not in that field. That was a field of 5. All other years, it has been obstacle, it has been pirouette, it has been with freestanding handstand push-ups. Even at the semifinal level last year, it had pirouettes. I think people just assume she is the fastest at straight handstand walking because she is so dominant on the high skill versions, which this was not.
Okay. I'll buy that. I'm buying that. I definitely that's a huge piece. John,
I
you buying
don't
that?
buy that 10 women are faster than her in straight speed. I buy that for Haley, Brooke, even Tia. Tia looked really fast. Tia looked like she'd been working her speed. But I don't buy that for 10 women.
There was a great comment in here.
You do, JR? You think 10 women are faster than her straight speed? Straight up. She did not go slower at all. That's her ability. 100% she executed the best of her ability, and that's what she is.
I think that whatever interference the row caused, or whatever the heart rate caused, or whatever, I just think it's a standalone workout. I don't think it means that if they said let's do 300 feet for time, she wouldn't beat all of them.
Captain Rogers. Danielle Brandon is the second coming of Spiegel. The argument there is that there are two kinds of athletes. Ones
Then how do
who
you
are
explain Rogue, JR? The Rogue was a straight handstand walk, and there was tall box jumps. I get it. You have athletic stuff. But Rogue was just straight handstand walk, running, and then tall box jump. She beat everybody, even all of the men. She beat Victor Hoffer. Victor Hoffer dominated this event.
Yeah, that had some running in it too, right? Running with
right, but Ariel dominated the handstand walk in this event. Victor dominated the handstand walk in this event, and she beat both of them.
Right. Yeah, I do think the box was really relevant in that workout, and maybe this is kind of a duh moment, but like if you're Danielle Brandon, if you're Coach L, are you spending any time handstand walking, or are you trying to get stronger and trying to work on other stuff? Because I think I wouldn't be. Would you be? Like, no, would you be okay with the field closing the gap a little bit on that one thing?
And you think the field closed the gap in 5 months? They closed the gap. 10 women are faster than her?
I think it's just a standalone workout. And if it does come out that maybe she was battling an injury or something, then that's cool too. I think that's very reasonable. But I don't know that it's something has to be wrong just because in 1 8-minute workout she doesn't do as well as everyone thinks she's going to do.
Okay, when I say something's wrong, I'm saying that was not her best ability. Her 100% execution, she did that to the best of her ability. That is what I'm saying. I'm not saying she's hurt. Freaking somebody in our chat was like, dude, she just wasn't trying, right? I won't say who said that, but the chat can guess. But I don't think that was 100% the best execution that she ever, her body is able to do.
Yeah, I'll buy that. And maybe if you just talked to her, she was like, yeah, I don't like, I was too conservative, or, I tried to be more controlled on the handstand walk instead of reckless, and I tried to row harder or whatever. I think it'd be a great thing to ask her about.
Either way, it's a huge shock, right? I mean, no one would have ever
100%. I would say that is more of a surprise for people who follow the sport closely, for people who follow the sport casually, that she didn't win that workout. It's probably as surprising as like someone like Dallin finishing as high as he did on the running workout.
Hey, I want to go back to this argument that maybe JR is proposing that because she was so good on it, you hear people like Adler who are super strong who might not work on their strength anymore, or Emily Rolfe who says that she doesn't work on her running.
I bet you Hopper's not worked on his rowing anymore. What happened? He rowed better than everybody else in the whole freaking field. It doesn't leave you.
Okay, so John, for you, there's just a huge question mark. This is for the Northeast semifinals. This is sort of the biggest shock so far.
I think so. And listen, if she got 3rd or 4th, I wouldn't feel this way. I need to say that that needs to come across. If she was 3rd or 4th, I would not feel this way. I think Haley Adams, Brooke Wells, Tia Toomey smashed it. They took it to her, and she lost. they were better than her.
So I think the issue that you have mostly, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is that if we're not taking the rower into account, it's just the fact that for the handstand walking alone, you think she underperformed to her ability speed wise, and that's
Correct.
really where it stops. Right?
Correct.
Yeah. What was the difference between first and 10th? Like, what was the time difference?
Haley
20
was
seconds.
8:31, and Danielle was 8:52.
21 seconds.
Is it safe to say that last 72 feet takes about that amount of time?
I was wondering the same thing.
It's around there.
Ish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just
yeah.
something it would be. I mean, it was really cool. I thought that they showed some of the monitors on the screen for like the
super
top
clutch
two
with the men. It was super clutch.
It was really cool, and I looked over. I know we're not talking about the men yet, but when they were showing Dallin and Sam's, and I was like, well, do they not know that Jason's probably pulling a 134? Like, no one knows that, and they showed it. It was really cool. I would have loved to have seen like a huge monitor on the backdrop where they do at the games for like the marathon row, where you could have seen everyone's pace. That would have been cool.
And we talked about this in the spin cast. Like, you want to talk about head games. If you're holding a pace and the guy 3 lanes down is holding 2 seconds faster, you're going to go 2 seconds faster. But then that guy's going to go even faster. You want to talk about like head games and running your own race. I think we see a lot more people try to go for broke or blow up. If you could see everybody's paces on the big screen, it would be so much more enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, but then you get into the, I guess you get into the fact that, like, does it hurt you so badly to go in heats 1, 2, or 3 because you got the guys in the back knowing all of the split times? Like, that's a little too much of a competitive advantage, I'd say.
They earned that advantage.
I would like to say this about the coverage. The coverage was an abomination. It was absolutely atrocious, from the commentary to the camera work. The camera work was a complete and fucking utter letdown. Whoever switched to the floor camera during the last handstand walk should be fired. Just escort them out of the building. It was a complete and utter fucking miss. How you're not using a wide shot so we can see people crossing the finish line. How you're not telling us who all the athletes are in the heats at least once, just once, what lane they're in. A complete abomination. A shit show. When Brian and I did the Zealous games, we did a better job with fucking Atari quality footage. It was truly an embarrassment. When Adrian was doing the run event with just the wide shot, it was a 10x the quality of what we saw today. That was fucking horrible, almost fucking unwatchable. That was bad. That was a huge fuck up for whoever's running the media there today. Whoever's calling the camera angles. I mean, that is show a little. I know you want to switch and show off that you have fucking 3 cameras there, but have a little fucking discipline. Have a little fucking discipline. Just stick with the wide shot. Man, did you guys call that one, John? The Taylor Self heat?
Yes, we did.
How the fuck did you do that with those camera shots?
We were complaining the way you were.
Yeah, I mean, that was really, really sloppy. Okay.
Dang it, we forgot to invite you again. I'm sorry, Seth. I'm going to text Travis right now that we need to.
It's okay. Thank you. I was ready, though, this morning. I even showered. Erica Folo, 28th place. We'll see the overall leaderboard and see how that affected her. And there was another one down here. Paige Semenza, 26th place. Those were 2 people that we were hoping.
Fee was a surprise to me. Fee was a surprise.
Fee's probably the biggest letdown of the. Danielle sticks out because she has won every handstand walk event.
Fee Sagafi, 32nd. 32nd.
Fee Sagafi is probably the biggest letdown, and Annika Greer is probably the biggest, like a good positive event out of the entire field.
Okay, let's organize these by how do you go? You go to sort and you go overall. We're going to sort them now by overall. Tia Toomey still in first place. Emma Lawson, Alexis Raptis in third. Danielle Brandon in fourth. Haley Adams in fifth. Brooke Wells in sixth. Shelby Neal in seventh. That's what she got in the workout.
Annika really Greer, good. She needed that too. Shelby needed this little cushion that she has.
Annika Greer in eighth. Paige Semenza in ninth. Lydia Fish in 10th. And holding the 11th spot, Erica Folo really quickly here before we switch to the men. Between Annika Greer, let's rank these for this next event. Annika Greer.
Listen, I think we should go down to Lexi Neely, Carolyn Stanley, and Amanda Barnhart, too. Carolyn Stanley was in a 7th place spot until this event, and she got 34th. That pulled her all the way down.
Paige Semenza, Lydia Fish, Folo, Jordan, Lexi, and Stanley.
And Barnhart?
Is Barnhart below her? And Barnhart. Okay. Can you?
I know 7 through 15 can completely swap after this weekend.
Okay, who's gonna win this snatch ladder between Annika, Paige, Lydia, Folo, Jordan, Lexi? Who's this? I have someone. Did I write the name Stacy?
Carolyn Stanley.
Oh, Stanley. Thank you. Stanley and Barnhart. Who's gonna win that?
I would say Amanda out of this group.
Yeah, I would say Barnhart, but Lexi Neely is a little bit of a dark horse. She's got a 195 snatch, and nobody's talking about her, and she's been super consistent other than the first event this whole weekend, and she's one of the stronger women in the field.
Okay, I'll put her as second. Who's going to take last?
Lydia.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lydia Fish in 8th. Who's going to take third?
I would probably say Folo.
Folo in 3rd. Who's going to take 4th? We have Jordan, Chef, Stanley, and Annika and Paige Semenza left.
I'd say Paige.
And 5th, we have Jordan, Annika, and Stanley left.
Jordan is a bigger girl, but I don't know her snatch capabilities. Do you, JR?
No, I know. I just know she's a stronger, powerful athlete.
Annika and Carolyn both had a 180, 185 last year on the snatch event. So I put them kind of just similar, Annika and Carolyn Stanley. Maybe Annika give her the edge because she's a better squatter. Her range of motion will be faster.
Do you have Jordan ahead of them?
I don't know. I would say
okay.
I'll say no because I don't know.
So of those, Annika's going to be, you think is going to be towards the bottom of the pack, but she can do it.
Yeah.
And she needs to do it. Tyler Watkins live from the venue. Tyler, have you heard anything about Danielle Brandon and her 10th place finish?
No, John's conspiracy theory on this is ridiculous. She just lost, dude.
All right,
the other girls are just
Danielle Brandon's trash. Danielle Brandon.
Tyler, the other girls have just caught her and are better than her at this couplet.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's more about the row, and Danielle just wasn't able to pull it on that, and the other girls got it.
Okay, I think the event starts at 9:15 Pacific Standard Time. What time does it start there, JR? Do you know? Is that 12:15 for you guys?
Yeah, I think it's like 12:20, 12:15, 12:20.
Okay, so we still have time. Let's go over to the. Are we comfortable going to the men, John?
Yeah,
Okay,
we'll talk about event 6 because event 5 and 6 are going to be a quick turnaround. I don't think we're going to have time to podcast in between.
Yeah, I think we talked about them yesterday quite a bit, but let's go over event 4 and just talk about what happened. Jason Hopper with the 7:32, Dallin Pepper 7:35 in second, Samuel Cornway, Roman Krennikov, Jack Farlow takes a 5th. Jack has a 34th, a 37th, a 24th, and a 5th. Have we got any word on Jack Farlow, how he feels, why he did so badly in the first 2 days?
Tyler?
Nope, I haven't heard it.
Do we think that let's assume he is sick? Is there something about event 4 that makes it easier to do for a sick man? It is the shortest time domain than a healthy man.
If he's got some kind of virus, maybe it's just run its course and now he's feeling good.
Okay. Jeff Adler, a 1st, a 3rd, and then he took a 6th on that event. Nate Ackerman jumping up. He took a 30th, a 21st, 22nd, takes a 7th. Then Saxon Panchek did what he had to do in 8th. Jack Roseman 9th did what he had to do. Vigneault did what he had to do, a 10th. Luke Parker took an 11th. Austin Hatfield took a 12th. Jake Berman a 13th. Taylor Self a 14th.
I just want to say one of those guys shows up on game day and one wilts a little bit, JR.
Oh, no.
Take
Hey,
note.
that was
Take note.
That was really cool that we were talking about those two, and they finished within one spot of each other. They weren't even the same heat. That was
It
cool.
was-
Which
It
guys
was
are you
pretty cool.
talking
It
about?
was
Which guys
cool.
are you talking about?
Berman
and Hatfield.
Oh, okay.
One dude doesn't like. He finished a split second behind him.
So I want to spend some time here talking about Taylor.
Oh my
Self.
God! Look who it is.
Who is that?
It's fucking Zima. She just ran out of nowhere on me.
All right, I don't know who that is. Taylor Self.
Zima.
Yes, you do. That's about giving hugs.
Oh, Seema Cannons.
Yeah.
Oh shit. All right, let's see him. I mean, see her. Okay. Let's talk about Taylor Self here a second. 2 seconds faster on that workout. If he would have finished 2 seconds faster,
It'd have been like 5 places. 3 seconds would have been 5 places. It was. He really did, like those 3 places would have been. Those 3 seconds would have been very, very good to have. But
so costly for Taylor. That's the bad news. The good news is he's moved up a place. I don't know how many points more he's out from 11th, but he moved up from 14th to 13th now.
23 points, I believe.
Out of 11th place.
Yeah, 26.
And that's nothing with the volatility of these 2 workouts coming up.
It's not. He 100%. It's still on the table. He needs guys to falter though, because I think he's going to have to beat guys. I don't think he's going to beat Luke Parker or Travis Mayer in this snatch ladder. He could, but it's unlikely. He's going to need guys to falter.
Can he? So let's look at just the guys above him. It's a tough crowd. Luke Parker, Travis Mayer, Jack Rosema, Tyler Cristoval, Alexander Caron, Austin Hatfield, Samuel Cornway, Saxon Panchek, Jason Hopper, Dallin Pepper, Jeffrey Adler, Roman Krennikov. Those are all guys on paper who should beat him in the snatch ladder, correct?
I think Caron and Christoffel, he could potentially beat those guys. The other 3 that you named, I think those guys will beat him.
What about Rosema?
Rosema's pretty darn strong. I would say I would pick Rosema in that battle.
When I tell you that Taylor has a 295 snatch,
he had that 4 years ago.
Okay, so that you don't even think that number's legit.
And then I would also tell you that this is not who has the biggest snatch. It hasn't been for 3 weeks. Who
is it? What's the marker?
It's been who has the fitness and who has the battery to continue to hit high percentages at a high heart rate.
I would say it's the fittest guy that could snatch 285, give or take.
And does what about Taylor's pacing that we've seen in the other squatting events because of his tentativeness to?
He won't have that on this workout. He snatched 280 before this workout. Like I think he's confident in his abilities in this workout. It's just how he stacks up against everybody else.
Do you agree with that, JR? That we won't see that tentativeness around the knee?
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's a lot more confident in that position squatting. What I don't think he's going to do, though, he's not going to come out and race like he will in the last workout. He knows that execution on this is a lot more important than just trying to hit a snatch and you pull and pray. You know what I mean?
I think it hurts. I do think it hurts Rosema, Christoffel, and Caron being in the top heat. This is one that I wouldn't want to be in the top heat for. Because you potentially could get pulled into a race that you don't have any business being pulled into. And I could see them potentially blowing up or missing lifts because of it. Where in that third heat, you don't have that as much. Taylor can pace this to his execution. He'll be second or third in the heat, and then he can move on.
I don't think Taylor's that dumb to fall for that, though. Like he knows.
No, I know, but those other guys, I could see that happening too.
Agreed. Yeah.
MLK 5240 JR, please give Taylor a good pep talk. Will you talk to Taylor, JR?
Maybe, but I'm really careful about talking to any athletes outside of just a fist bump and saying, like, I mean, this is work. Like, they're at work right now. This is not the time to chit chat. Like, I'm maybe overly respectful to their space, and I don't like trying to, like, tell them anything else other than what their coaches are telling them.
We do have an echo. I wonder where that's coming from. let me see this. Taylor is not dumb, but he is a thumb. Okay. I like that. Let's see. There's one more in here. Taylor doing his thing, man. Tell him not to blow it. I trusted John and went with Roman. Got to trust myself and realized I'm the top analyst. Nick Fragi. Hey, man, John's been killing it this weekend.
You gotta trust
Absolutely,
Matt Souza. He picked Jason this morning on event 4. You gotta watch Shut Up and Scribble in the morning.
Listen, nobody bats 1,000.
Absolutely amazing. Okay, let's look at the snatch ladder, and let's start with how high should I go? Should I start with Carone, 8th? Carone, Tyler, Jack, Travis.
I think
Luke.
14th is the highest we should go.
Taylor.
As far as people who are in it, I would say top 14.
But I'm not even going to go to the top. I'm just going to pick which guys that it would be nice if Taylor beat out of Carone.
Carone and Christopher are the ones.
Yeah.
Okay, and that would be huge for him. That would be great. That would really get him close to the bubble, correct?
Correct.
Okay. He can beat Jack on that. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to say, I haven't talked to any of the athletes from week 1 or week 2, but I would be really interested to know between the basically sprinting on your hands and really, really putting out for 7 to 9 minutes on this workout, how the snatch felt different compared to if and when they did it in training. Like, I think in general, if you have a little bit of a shaky position overhead, likewise, if you have really, really good shoulder position, doing these 2 workouts back to back could be really good for you, or could be really get you mental.
Jason Hopper's the new king. Hopper's the new king of the row. Is that correct? Is that fair to give it to him, John?
I think he's he's been around, been the king.
Been the king, still the king.
I think there are 3 guys that are in the top tier, and one of those guys is going to win any given machine event. And I don't think any of them have won enough events to say they're superior than the other between Dallin, Hopper, and Roman.
Final event, with the lunges with the 100-pound dumbbells. Let's say Taylor executes perfectly on the what's it start with, a bike?
Correct.
Let's say executes perfectly on the bike. Let's say he executes perfectly on the muscle ups, no reps, and he grabs those dumbbells. Once again, is the knee in his head?
No.
At that point, it's just seconds away from the weekend being over, and he just puts the pedal to the metal.
Taylor is gonna pin event 6. He will take a risk. He will do really, really well on that workout.
I would 100% agree. I think event 6 is going to be probably his best event of the weekend.
Because this is not something we're talking about a lot, and yeah, there were some execution errors, especially in week 2. We didn't see this much in Europe on the rings, but because there's so much anxiety and there's so much on the line, like having someone who's just supremely confident in their ring muscle ups, that they're not going to get any no reps, that they're not going to get out of rhythm. There's no one more efficient on the rings than Taylor. Because of that, I think he can put out more on the bike than he wants to, and I think he's not going to be as concerned with his grip fatigue on the dumbbells.
I mean, let's face it. I mean, I've been saying this for a couple of years now. Taylor Self is the Cole Sager of the East.
Wow.
And that's what's going to happen.
It's just because he's bald, John. What the hell, man?
He's going to get in on the last event, just sending it and beating everybody in the last event.
The window is closing on ordering Paper Street Coffee and being entered into for the discount, also using code SEVON, but also to be entered into the contest to win 2 free games tickets. So if you spend $100, use code word SEVON, you get entered to win tickets. You make 2 separate orders, you get entered into win the tickets again. It's 2 free tickets. It's at the CrossFit Games at Dickies. It's at the finish line. They're amazing seats. They're worth over $1,000 each, and you get the coffee. So stop dilly-dallying. That window is absolutely closing. Also, We just had contact from the Crazy Hawaiian. He will be coming onto the show very shortly, not today, but in the next few days. This is the heavyweight champion of the Dana White's fastest. He says it's growing significantly faster than the UFC. And it's a slightly different skill set than CrossFit, but this guy will be coming on the show in the next week or two. We'll also be having Norbert come on, Dalton Rasta. But here you go. This guy will be coming on the show, and you definitely don't want to be slapped by him. It'll be our
How much
first,
money do you think we can raise for you to be slapped by him?
None. Zero.
Someone would have went flying across the
Do you-
40-foot room right
Do
there.
you think we can get one of us to get slapped by him?
Absolutely zero. Zero. Yeah, we could, but who would do that?
I think I would do it. You ever kind of wanted to be like shot
Well,
by
Tyler's
a
nominated
pistol?
himself, so we're gonna do it.
I've always wanted to get shot in the ass one time just to know what taking a bullet feels like, and it's a similar thing here. I would take one to the face just to know.
Wow. David,
hook it up, Sevon. I'm ready. I'm ready to watch.
David is proposing that we Brian would do it. Brian Friend would do it.
Dude, Ryan Friend would die.
David Weed, I'll slap you, John.
I'm sure you would, David.
Yeah, except that you're hiding somewhere in Europe, dude. Banging poor chicks. Okay. Patrick Lang, dumbest sport of all time. I don't know. Just take out the word sport, and it might not be the dumbest anything. It might be the smartest something. All right. I think that is about it. We have 2 more events, and then we will return for a post show. We'll then know. Will we have a complete list of everyone who's going to the games?
We will.
So these are the last guys going.
Correct. South America, their leaderboard is not updating, but there's a site you can go to for a complete update on that leaderboard. I'll send it to you once I have the full points.
Okay, is Guy going? Does it look like Guy's going?
Yeah, it looks like he'll be fine.
Is he going to win South America?
No, this dude named Bruno Marins that nobody's heard of looks like he's going to win South America.
Yeah, but he might win. But is he going to go to the games?
We don't know. He's got to clear his drug protocol. But
sorry. One more thing, guys. Since you guys haven't donated shit to the show today, which is absolutely disgusting. Why don't you donate a couple dollars to Ava Rose? Ava Rose Mail, that's her last name. Ava Rose Mail, 15 years old, born and raised in Parson Cross, Sheffield, is going to the CrossFit Games. Ava qualified for the semifinals in 6th place, and after taking on 4 tough semifinal workouts last week, she's qualified for the Games in 10th position. Ava joined CrossFit Rotherham when she was 11 after watching her dad in class and asking if she could give it a go. In 2022, Ava made the decision to finish her training as a gymnast and put her time and dedication into CrossFit. Ava's gone from strength to strength over the last few years. Thanks to her coach Lima, and her dedication to training has come on leaps and bounds. Look at this. Just do your part here. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. Just give her $5. If each of you in the chat gives her $5, that would get her over her limit. That's it. That's it. $5, $3, $2, $1. Just give her $1. JR's already done it.
Sure.
All right. And then one more piece of, I think I saw one more piece of house cleaning. This one, it says, yeah. This is also interesting. I was ahead of my time when I asked this question years ago. I actually was years ago in Carson, after a briefing, as the male athletes were walking by me, I was asking if any of them, one by one, if they abstained from jerking off or ejaculating during games week. And I was sitting next to Nicole Carroll and another very, very high profile CrossFit personality. And as I asked the athletes this question, as they all walked by me, I think I had just finished asking Matt Chan or Jason Kalipa. I turned over to look at Nicole and this other person, and this other person looked at me and said, "I feel like grabbing you by your throat and throwing you on the ground."
I would say that's a yes. They abstain then.
Yeah, complete fucking psychopath. Nicole reprimanded the person, and the person apologized to me for the next 2 days straight. Pat Lang, gotta get it, Ava. Go get it, Ava. Thank you, Pat. Sevon's dog, take that, but feed me properly. Oh, good. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Give me money too. Never mind. Forget Ava. Anyway, so they asked Lamar Odom's routine before he competes.
Everybody's got nerves before games sometimes, and
I used to always jerk off. When I think about it, because that probably took some of my energy.
Wait,
You know
what?
I mean?
So your pregame ritual was to jerk off
At home. I mean, yeah, I'm at home at the crib.
Interesting.
Bust it
Max,
down.
you have a
Hotel
pregame
room,
ritual?
I bust it down. That's why sometimes I would rather play on the road.
right, everybody's got
Professional
nerves before games
sports
sometimes,
people,
and
men are very interesting creatures, right, JR?
Very.
Basic, but interesting. You played a lot of basketball, right, JR?
I did, yeah. Used to.
Did you ever play with Lamar Odom?
Nah, but he was like really, really far ahead of his time. 6'10", like was a point forward, played at Rhode Island, like could handle it, could shoot. Like all lefties are super smooth anyway. Like he was made to play like now, and he was a little bit, like I said, a little bit ahead of his time.
Here you go, Cleveland, Ohio, home of Amanda Fee and the Pan Chicks. Jake, if you want to come before an event, go ahead. Who cares? I don't know about that. I think discipline's important. All right, guys. Anything else? Any final words? Is Heat One app closed, Tyler?
You can get more bets in. You can make your event picks, but besides that, yeah, the props are wrapped up and everything. We're just waiting on the events to take place.
So someone will win $1,500 and 2 free tickets to the games from Go Watch.
Yes, sir. I'm excited to see who does that. This has been a wild weekend. Some winners of events that we wouldn't have called. Like Haley was nuts. There was perfect picks up till that event. Like everybody had hit like every single pick right up until Haley. So I'm excited to see what happens now. Really?
Yeah.
So I'm super stoked. Like we got over 4,000. We started the week with 2,500 and we got over 4,000. I'm really grateful for what happened this weekend.
Remember, guys, going back to the leaderboard here, maybe something is wrong with Danielle Brandon taking a 10th. Maybe we'll see something happen on the snatch ladder also. She'll take a 25th. Maybe we'll see Danielle drop down to a bubble athlete. Hey, when you see Danielle taking 4th place there, does that mean you're concerned about her even taking top 10 at the CrossFit Games?
No, she's fine.
She's fine. Okay. If you say so, John. All right, guys. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We will have videos, highlight videos and whatnot from Patrick Rios and Will Brandstetter. Oh, it looks like there might be one here. What is this? Let me play this for you. I don't know what this is. Let me see this thing. Also, finally, if you are still using toothpaste with fluoride in it, you are absolutely insane. Stop using toothpaste with fluoride in it. Make the switch now. Go to DocSpartan.com. Order your Matuthian. Everyone's using it. Stop using toothpaste with fluoride in it. You're hurting yourself.
Is it safe? Yes, it's safe. It's very safe. It's so safe you wouldn't believe it. Is it safe?